Hi everybody, I hope you're having a good day. I wanted to do a quick video on fat today. As most of you know, I love adding fat into my diet, and I just wanted to share with you guys some ideas for including fat in your diet and some things that have worked for me and why it's worked for me. Again, every body is different, so this might not work for everybody, but I just kind of wanted to share my story with you guys. So first, I just kind of wanted to address kind of why fat has been so demonized in our culture. So a long time ago, we had really good saturated fat, like butter. We made our own butter. And actually for World War II, that's when we created margarine. So we pretty much chemically changed real butter into margarine so we could get it to the soldiers easier. So the shelf life was longer and it was just easier to travel. So then we started chemically modifying a lot of other fats, and that's when like canola oil came about, soybean oil, and all those oils are man-made, so they're not made from nature. So they really took out all the good quality fat that was in the fats from nature that came out, and they replaced it with sugar because they had to replace it with something. So even technically, like margarine is fat, it's mostly replaced with sugar and chemicals and crap. So that's where fats got a really bad name, because if you add a whole bunch of sugar into stuff, then obviously that's when the fat comes around. So why I put fat into my diet? Our cells are also made of fat. So because everybody became so scared of fat, then we're really depleted in our fat, and that means our cells are depleted. So when I feed my body good fats, then my cells get nourished, and I sleep better. My hair is shinier and longer. My skin is clear. I have more energy, and it really helps those cells grow and develop. So fat is crucial in our diets, but you just have to make sure that it's the right pure source. Also, I have changed my fat into my fuel source. So I used to use carbs. So you all have heard, like, before your runs, you should load up on pasta to get that carb energy. And carbs do give you energy, but it's not sustainable. So when you eat carbs, your blood sugar goes up, and then eventually it goes down, and then you eat more carbs and it goes up, and then it goes back down. And so it's really unstable. That's why you get those crashes in the afternoon. And fat sources, if you get your energy from fat, you don't get those high curbs of that sugar rush that carbs have. So fat, you're going to sustain your energy a lot longer. So I found that I can work out harder and longer if I use fat as my fuel source rather than carbs. So real quick, I just want to show you some things that I add in my everyday diet to give me that fat energy to keep me going throughout the day. So, oh, hi, Erin. Oh, yep, high school coaches will teach you, or I bet they did teach you, to load up on carbs before runs. So again, yeah, that's what our culture has talked about. So a lot of this is new to you guys to kind of shift your mindset. So give it a try. You never know until you try. So one of my favorite things are almonds, and I usually make big batches of these, but I put almonds on a pan, or whatever that's called, and then I sprinkle them with some coconut aminos, which is also really good fat. The ingredients are just organic coconut tree sap and sea salt, and I actually add an extra bit of sea salt on my almonds, and then bake them 350 in the oven for 15 minutes. Awesome snack. It tastes really good. Some other things, olives actually have really good fat, so you can add those into your salads. Almond butter is probably my favorite thing. This is fresh ground almond butter from Natural Grocers, but I know a lot of health food stores you can ground your own almond butter. But I add these into my shake in the morning a lot of times. You guys saw the protein bites that I made. I put them in there. And so obviously nuts have a lot of good fat, so almond butter is great to add to things. My favorite thing to cook with is called ghee, and I wish my husband would have kept the outside of this on, but usually it's blue, and it's ghee, Ghee. And it's pretty much butter. It tastes like butter and looks like butter, but some of the proteins are removed that aggravate our digestive system. So if you have problems with dairy, ghee is usually fine because your body can process it a lot easier, and you still get that yummy, buttery, flavory taste. I put this on my popcorn. I cook my eggs in it in the morning, things like that. It's awesome. Another thing that I found recently is this cream coconut, and it's hard, so I just cut a little bit of it off and put it in with my granola. You can't really taste it, but it just adds, again, that coconut, that really good saturated fat source. Oh, and also trans fats are the man-made fats. So those are the fats that you'll find in fast food restaurants, the oil that they cook your fries in, things like that. So yeah, trans fats are the no, stay away from. And then saturated fats are great if they're from a really good source. I don't have one with me, but avocados, avocados are great to add to your salads. Excuse me. Hard-boiled eggs have great fat. A lot of people, again, this is kind of demonized, is the cholesterol piece with fat in eggs. But a lot of the cholesterol issues came from, you know, genetically modifying different things. But we actually need cholesterol in our bodies. It's a huge part of, like, we can't soak up vitamin D in our skin if we don't have cholesterol. So I'm not afraid to eat some eggs. What else do I have for you? Probably one of my favorite things is coconut oil. I use it pretty much for everything on my skin. I eat it. Really good fat source. It's really pure. I sometimes even eat spoonfuls of it if I feel like I'm really low in energy and want some extra fat. Olive oil is great. And I'll get into this too, but don't heat olive oil. So once you heat olive oil, it oxidizes and becomes a free radical in your body and is really damaging to the cells and everything in your body. So olive oil is good, but make sure you're not heating it. Use that coconut oil or ghee to cook with. Anything solid is really good to cook with, like the coconut oil, and then the ghee is solid and then it melts. Also, my shake in the morning, I've been doing the Life Shake from Shaklee, and I do almond butter and coconut oil. I've been kind of playing around with recipes with that. But also the shake has the omega-3s in it as well, which are a great fat source that comes from like the fish that you think of, like salmon, things like that. I know I don't eat a lot of fish, not because I don't like it, it's just because living in Colorado, we don't get as much good quality fish as I'd like. So I love how the shake has the built-in omegas in it, which is great. I think that's all I had to share with you guys. I'm going to try to do more of these live talks, so if you would like, join me and you can ask me questions. And if you want more resources, I have a ton of links that I can provide you with as well. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you try to add some fat into your diet, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.